What's up, YouTube? This is Malthus97, and welcome to episode number 4 of my SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 General Manager Mode series here on YouTube. And first of all, I want to thank you all for the support on the first few episodes of the series. It's really given me, a good foundation to kind of start this series, and really just gives me that warm, fuzzy feeling inside that, people are enjoying the series. And it just, it motivates me to keep going, keep making these videos. So this is the last episode I recorded in the first session. So after this, I'll be able to take in more of the feedback. So as always, if you've got any match suggestions for any of the feuds we got going, be sure to let me know down in the comments section. I did get the idea, somebody suggested that I maybe do a tournament for one of the titles. That is a possibility for... whether it's the world title, the US, the Cruiserweight, whatever I decide to do, that is a possibility. But I'll get to that a little bit later. As we can see, Kane defeats Batista in the main event, so that keeps going for Kane and Big Show. There's a tag team. And we're going to kick this one off as it's Christian with Edge in his corner going one-on-one with Chris Benoit. Yes, I said it. People have been, there have been some people who have been very frustrated that I haven't been pronouncing his name right. Yes, Chris Benoit. So Christian will be pulling double duty here tonight, as it is Christian going one-on-one with Christian, who will have Edge in his corner. Now, of course, Christian has been working his way to try to challenge Edge for the United States Championship. If we remember back in episode 2, Edge defeated Christian in a one-on-one matchup, and although there was a bit of controversy behind that, as Edge delivered a low blow during the matchup that the referee did not call disqualification for, which was a bit concerning, but we've had a bit of a talk with the referees, the officials, and hopefully something like that, a bit of a screw job like that, doesn't happen again. But then we take a look at Christian, who is also competing in this matchup, and he in his own right has been, not altogether that unimpressive. He did lose a matchup last week to Davari, but the week before that, Christian did pick up a victory, and I believe that was in a Fatal 4-Way matchup. Christian got the victory, so Christian could perhaps be a challenger. Of course, he is a Cruiserweight in this game, so he could be a potential challenger for the Cruiserweight title, should we need it. Maybe he'll be one of the participants in the tournament for if we decide to do it for the Cruiserweight or the United States Championship. And I'm not saying, for that tournament idea, it doesn't necessarily have to be for Judgment Day. If I would rather wait, if you would rather me wait till like the Great American Bash so I can make it for possibly a bigger title, or I can at least plan it out a bit better. Because with Judgment Day, seeing as it's our first pay-per-view, we're already down in the ratings. I really want to have a good feud building into that pay-per-view for the World Championship match, so that we can get a really good rating on our main event. So I'm probably going to end up going with the feuds that I've got right now, at least for that World Heavyweight Championship match. Because, it's our first pay-per-view, we're already losing in the ratings. We need to go out there and have a strong performance, so that way we can keep up with Raw. And if we want to have any hopes of overthrowing them, we definitely need to have a great pay-per-view, the best pay-per-view we can possibly put on. Perhaps, not necessarily 5 stars, that's probably not going to happen, considering it's, it's the first pay-per-view of the game. Very rarely do you get 5 stars, especially in a game like this, where your superstars have popularities down in like the 30s, the 40s, the 20s, and even is just ridiculous. They were really hardcore back in this game in terms of popularity. And we don't even have that sort of 24/7 scheduling where we can just build them up with a trophy date or, invading the other show. No, it doesn't work like that. Not back in these days. As we can see, the submission expert Christian has got Christian in a submission hold right here. And it looks like he's built up a finisher, so we're going to store that, of course. And another idea I got was for a potential crippler crossface challenge, kind of like the Master Lock challenge. And I think that would be a really cool idea, perhaps. I see what that guy was trying to go for. Anyway, but that could perhaps be a thing, once I get better at this game and I can actually beat people up enough that I can make them submit. It could perhaps, or even with the AI as well. That would be, that'd be a nice little thing to get going for somebody like Christian. Especially if he were to win a championship. I think that would really play into his favor. You know, it would give something to do for the series in terms of the viewers at home. We have a bit of an undergoing storyline at play, and then you can also have superstars start to challenge for whatever championship that might be. Of course, Christian, he's got to win it first, so that's going to be easier said than done. But tonight, Christian is going up against Christian, who is an ally of Edge. So that would be an interesting matchup if we saw Christian versus Edge for the United States Championship somewhere down the road. But at the moment, in terms of... You know, I also kind of want to touch on the tag team division a little bit, because we've got Big Show and Kane. We've got Batista and Randy Orton, Evolution. We've got Christian and Edge, who we can easily form together as a tag team. And oh, look at that! Referee! You can't even say you're not watching that. That was a blatant spear, and my controller died for a brief second or something. I don't know what happened, because like immediately after it said it wasn't there, it worked. And now a blatant low blow by Christian. Edge is continuing the assault. The referee's looking right at him. Ref, disqualification. Hello. What is the ref thinking? Who is paying this man? Does he even know what he's doing? Did we just hire some random dude off the street? Who is this guy? Does he know the rule book at all? I mean, he must have seen it so that he could throw it out the window. That must have... I don't even understand what this referee is thinking. That was a blatant interference. Should have been a disqualification. Referee didn't call it. I don't understand this at all. These crooked referees, man. What is up with SmackDown's referees in 2006? I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say, but now I know what to say because Christian hits the Unprettier off that second rope. Goes for the cover on Christian. 2, 3, and Christian gets the victory over Christian here tonight. So that's a big victory for Captain Charisma. Perhaps could line himself up for potential, you know, to be in the runnings for one of the championships here on SmackDown, whether that be the Cruiserweight or the United States Championship. Not exactly too sure where he'll fall. But, you know, that could also be, you know, which title would you like to see Christian potentially challenge for? Of course, he's not directly a contender for the title at this very moment. He's got to, you know, build himself up to get there. But, I mean, what title should I put Christian in the running for? The U.S. or the Cruiserweight? We'll see how that goes. But tonight, probably the only time we will ever see this man's entrance, as it's Davari one-on-one with Rob Van Dam for the Cruiserweight title in a hardcore match. Because last week, Davari, he didn't want to do the job. He was supposed to be our jobber guy, but he didn't want to lose. So he beat Christian, who had RVD at ringside watching the match. So that has sparked this hardcore Cruiserweight Championship match. The first time ever we will see any championship defended in this GM mode. And of course, since it's SmackDown, we got to start out with the exclusive title, the Cruiserweight Championship. I mean, that's one of the main focal points of SmackDown in the draft, is that you can get Cruiserweights as opposed to Raw, who gets the women's wrestlers. But Davari, you know, he did have an opportunity in the first episode of SmackDown against RVD to win the title, although Davari came up short on that event. But here tonight, he's got his rematch in a hardcore match, so perhaps that could play a bit into Davari's favor, although, you know, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't consider that at all, considering this is Rob Van Dam. He was a member of Extreme Championship Wrestling, so of course Van Dam, he's got that hardcore ability in him, so that he'll be able to really take the fight to Davari. So it's going to be interesting to see how Davari combats that. So you can see Van Dam's got a chair. Of course, this matchup is no DQ, although I'm sure the referee wouldn't have disqualified RVD anyway, because apparently there are no disqualifications in this game, because people can low blow, they can attack people on the outside even when they're not in the match. So hey, if they use a steel chair, you know, they probably had a legitimate reason. I think that's in the rule book, but we can't even really check because it's already been thrown out the window. So we're just gonna have to assume that steel chairs are legal in every single match. I think that's how that works, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. But at the moment, Davari, he's in the ring, just gonna try to taunt RVD here. But yeah, I hope you all have been enjoying the series so far. And by this point, hopefully, you've all seen WrestleMania. Hopefully you enjoyed the pay-per-view for Universe Mode. I know a lot of work went into that. And I've got WWE draft videos in the works. They're going to be in the process by this point. I did record this commentary a bit in advance, just to warn you. I know I did that in the last episode, I mentioned it, but because, you know, WrestleMania is going to take a lot of work, and rendering time is completely garbage on this laptop. So it'll probably take like over a day to render WrestleMania to get it all uploaded. So I'd like to have the commentaries done ahead of time. So that way, once I get WrestleMania uploaded, I'm not just out of commentary. So this way I'll still be able to get some videos uploaded. And this is what I really like in this game, is that, you know, the steel chair mechanics. You can strike them several different ways. You can hit them in the gut. You can hit them over the head. You can run at him and hit him in the face with it, and, you know, it's got its really cool animation. I just really like the steel chair sort of shot to the mechanics in this game. You know, you have several different options of how you can attack your opponent. 07 might have it, but I don't... Actually, no, even with that shot to the head, you're not really running at him. So you can, like, hit him from the side, you can hit him over the top of the head, you can hit him in the gut. And, you know, in the newer games, they don't really have that. You just kind of hit him in the head. Even if you run at him, it's still basically the same animation. They just kind of fall back, I guess, a bit slower. But in this game, you know, you have a bit of variety. And considering even in, like, the current WWE, where mostly they just hit each other in the gut and back, I still think it would be cool to have that option in the game where, you know, say maybe you don't always want to hit somebody in the head with a steel chair. Maybe you do want to strike him in the gut, slam him in the back with it. I think that'd be cool if they could potentially add that for future games. Of course, you know, there's always that obligatory, they should bring back GM mode, which, you know, altogether isn't really a false statement. I mean, obviously it's an opinion, so you can't really prove it false, but GM mode would be cool to see in a future game, but that's not the topic I'm here to discuss. I've already actually made a video on that. I made it back for 2K14, but still, it still applies. Van Daminator by Rob Van Dam. That's another cool thing in these games. You can have steel chair finishers. Like that one, the Van Daminator that Rob Van Dam made famous in ECW. And right now, Davari's busted open. And yes, I actually had to skip ahead for this matchup because Davari didn't want to die. There was actually one point in this matchup where I nearly lost. That would have been funny. You know, it would have been ironic because Davari's the jobber. Imagine him winning the title. That would have definitely... I don't know, maybe I would have had to have taken Davari seriously by that point. As you can see right here, Davari going to set up RVD for yet another submission hold. And it came very close at this point to almost tapping out there. So Rob Van Dam, he's going to have to get himself out of this predicament and fast because his health is depleting and Davari's got the upper hand at this point. So Van Dam, he's got to finish Davari off quickly. Otherwise, Davari, you know, he could just sneak in the victory. And now he's got that 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire, but Van Dam takes it from him. Davari wisely, though, ducks out of the ring and avoids the headshot from Van Dam. And Davari now, he's got a steel chair. Looking to try to even the odds here. Or turn the odds in his favor is more like it. And now Van Dam with the steel chair to the skull of Davari. Davari's out cold. And Van Dam, he's going to look to finish this off the only way Rob Van Dam can with a 5-star finish. The 5-star frog splash. Covered by Van Dam. 2, 3. Rob Van Dam gets the win over Davari and retains his Cruiserweight Championship. And the confetti falls from the ceiling. Wow, this is, you see, this is why people should watch SmackDown. We go all out in our production, even if it tanks our budget. Rob Van Dam retains the Cruiserweight Championship. You know, he may not have won a title for the first time. Heck, it may not even be the World Heavyweight Championship. But hey, this is SmackDown. We respect our Cruiserweights and their accomplishments. So Davari lost. Rob Van Dam can celebrate here tonight with the confetti, as he's still the Cruiserweight Champion of the world. And hopefully that should get us maybe a bit of a boost in the fan support. Let's take a look. Yes! We went up 40,000 fans from the last week, so that's good. Obviously, when we put the title on the line in a hardcore matchup, and I think the confetti really is what swayed the ratings. Everyone just was like, "Oh wait, there's confetti. We gotta watch SmackDown," and that's what happened. That's got to be why we have the boosted ratings. So as you can see, Raw had about 5,230,000 fans, so we did gain a little bit of ground. Not too much, but it's enough. It's enough. Any ground we gain is good. So as you can see, we did have a 2.5-star show rating. 2 3-star matches, 2 2-star matches, 2 2.5-star matches. So yeah, that balances out. That's a pretty fair rating. And as we can go back through, take a look at what went down. Kurt Angle did defeat Triple H in a triple threat matchup that also involved Orlando Jordan. So that's a victory for Angle, trying to get himself set up for the World Heavyweight Championship match with Triple H. Although he hasn't beat him clean one-on-one yet. Or really, I mean, Angle's going to have to build up a few more wins for that. And you see, this is probably why Raw got 2 stars. They went to the well too many times. They tried to have that tag... I mean, last week they had a tag team match that was a hardcore match. And this week they just go with a normal tag team match. Raw's got no sense of booking. I mean, they don't know how to book things. This is why SmackDown's a superior brand. So now we can take a look. This is where morale is going to start to drop a little bit. Some of our superstars are upset about losing. So Tajiri we can always have him job out some of those people to get them their wins. But for now, take one more look at the popularity here. And so far, I don't think I'm really noticing much significant changes, or many significant changes, if I can learn how to grammar properly. But as we can take a look at some of the rivalries we got going, Ric Flair and Kane, that's a new one added onto the list, so that's good. We got thumbs up for all of them. It's looking mighty impressive here on SmackDown. And I haven't unlocked any new people yet because obviously this is the first recording, so I haven't unlocked any new legends, but I will be sure to let you know when I do buy some. But that's it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episode. And I wanted to give one quick look here at the fan support, the final fan support. So we did gain a little bit of ground, like it said, 40,000 fans. But that's it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. And until next time, as always, keep on YouTubing.